say at UC San Diego, over the past several years, there's been a lot of growing infrastructure for gene drive research and development, including these, ethical conversations around gene drive. So here we have the Tata Institute for Genomics and Society, TIGS. We have the Institute for Practical Ethics. They study lots of things sort of under the umbrella of their projects, but gene drive is a major part of those conversations. And I would say that the conversations that I got to be a part of really just center around the technology specifically. Like, I feel there's a lot of sort of literacy building that I've done just to be able to sort of access those conversations around what a gene drive is, how the science works, and a big part of that conversation that I think is interesting and worth interrogating a little bit is sort of this obligation at times to represent the science correctly. I feel like as a social scientist and ethnographer who studies gene drive, when I would, give presentations on my work in different settings at UCSD, there was a lot of interesting discussion and question around, how was I going to represent the science when I go out and talk to folks who are considered lay people, right? People who don't have the technical knowledge. So there was a lot of, in my experience, sort of investment in the kinds of narratives that we're promoting about gene drive. And I think that my understanding of that was that I was seen as, if I was going to go talk about gene drive, I should represent it sort of accurately and not contribute to the misinformation that can be circulated around genetic or genomic technologies sort of in general, right? And I think it's an interesting sort of tone that a lot of these conversations have taken, is sort of this, there's a scholar named Katie Barnhill-Dilling who invokes Emma Maris, talking about this as like a phobia, so a fear of fear. So scientists or developers of particular technologies in synthetic biology or genomics having a fear of the public's potential fear of their technology. So I feel that there was a lot of conversation around, how would I represent the science if I was going to go talk to lay people or indigenous folks, and how was I going to be sort of participating in education around gene drive. So I think a lot of that has to do with just how invested certain kind of stakeholders on campus are in seeing their technologies have the chance to be deployed in the field, and their understanding of how much kind of public perception could make or break that possibility.